All right, back. Motor City Sports Talk. We in the building. Day 2 wrap up. Lions moved up in the third round and got Will Harris, and they stayed put in the second round and got Jahlani Tavai out of Hawaii. And a lot of fans were upset, crying, bitching, complaining over the 2 picks, at least the Jahlani Tavai pick. But let's talk about it. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, bell icon button. Both guys weren't even on my radar, and that's how I go. Usually, you can study 1,000 prospects in the draft, and the Lions will find the guys you ain't never heard of or think that would fit. But Tavai, let's start off there. Obviously, they liked his versatility, and that's a key word with Bob Quinn: is versatility, the ability to play inside, outside, rush. It helps. That helps the roster. That helps to say, if I want to carry 3 quarterbacks this season, I'm just saying hypothetically on the roster, I want to carry 3 quarterbacks. Well, it helps that I can, it helps that this guy can play 3 different linebacker positions and probably could put his hand in the dirt, you know what I'm saying, and rush the pass rusher. I can play him at 3 or 4 different positions, and that means I can load up on maybe carrying 3 tight ends on Sunday or 3 tight ends on the roster. You know what I'm saying? So that's the positive thing about versatility. And were there other players there? People wanted Greedy Williams and stuff of that nature. Yeah, but at the end of the day, they don't, maybe he wasn't a fit. Maybe it's something they don't like about him. But my whole thing about it was that it's a fit for them. I'm not going to knock it. I'm not going to complain. I'm not going to get angry. And I don't understand why Lions fans continue to get angry, complain, bitch and moan. I mean, it's the same thing every year. Let Bob Quinn be the smartest man in the room and then prove it. Let him prove it. If this is the guy he think that could fit, he could fit. And after the draft, we'll talk about, well, he started in the middle and they put Davis on the outside or whatever the situation may be. But yeah, it's Bob Quinn's show. I mean, last year, the year after last, the year after that, we haven't been successful. So, I just don't see the point of complaining, crying, and really taking it, saying, I'm done with the Lions. I mean, you go through this every year. He might not have got the flashy name that you wanted, but obviously it didn't fit his system. And Tavai has, a little incident in Hawaii, which I'll talk about a little bit later. But at the end of the day, he can tackle. They say he's a thick linebacker that they want. They want linebackers like New England. They don't want to go with the new age linebacker, that are fast, athletic like Devin Bush or Devin White. They want to go with the bigger guys that can take on the blocks, that stout against the run. They want big, strong guys. And Tavai, he feels that. And he can play across the linebacker core. He can play with his hand in the dirt. So that's what they like, the versatility. So at the end of the day, it's Bob Quinn's, it's his graduation or it's his funeral. One of the two. And, he needed a linebacker. We might look at it and say they need a cornerback. We might look at it and say they need another pass rusher on the defensive line. But this is Patricia and him defense. Just like we say, okay, I wanted Montez Sweat, but I knew he didn't fit their MO. They don't want speed off the edge. They want the Richard Seymours. They want the Trey Flowers. They want the space eaters. You know what I'm saying? They're not looking for you to get 20 sacks off the edge or 15 sacks off the edge or 10 sacks off the edge. They create the Patriot way. They create pressure with scheme. Know your role, play discipline. We'll blitz every now and again, but they don't look at the defense as we look at it. As I look at it, as they need more team speed. When I talk about that after the draft, in their opinion, they don't rate speed that highly. They don't rate it that highly. And for Tavai, I don't know if he's a good pick or a bad pick. You can say, oh, man, Kyler Murray was a great pick. Or, oh, man, Khalil Farrell was a great pick. Oh, man, Josh Allen was a great pick. What if they go out there and don't produce? No matter how great a pick it is, they're giving us a D, a B, an A. Certain teams are giving an A++, like the Redskins. You don't know until these guys actually hit the field. Have Bob Quinn been, pretty bad in the second round? Tease Tabor, Ashon Robinson. Yeah, he hasn't really hit in the second round. Maybe it might be different. Maybe this is the guy. But, one thing that I'm tired of hearing before I get to Will Harris is that The Patriots like that guy. Or you got these guys that you never heard of on Twitter saying that how teams was going to take Tavai. Oh, you know, this team like Tavai, he wasn't going to last in day 3, and whoop-de-whoop, whoop-whoop. You know, same thing with the Ebron pick, if you remember that. Oh, the Packers wanted Ebron. I'm glad the Lions took him. Oh, the Packers wanted Hawkinson. I'm glad the Lions took him. Fucking Packers didn't even take a tight end. They weren't even looking to take a tight end, you know? But Will Harris is a guy, played with a lot of heart, a lot of ferocity. I figured that the Lions would go safety at some position in this draft. And I like Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. He's still on the board. They rated Will Harris higher than him. So a lot of things, it boiled down to this. The interview process, what coaches say behind closed doors. And I think that's what it boiled down. You see guys still on the board. I think Deontay Thompson. I think Mac Wilson may still be on the board. I'm not sure. But you see all these different dudes that's on the board still. It must be a discipline issue or whatever it may be, because teams passed up Greedy because he didn't interview well. He didn't know the X's and O's well. So Will Harris, they moved up and got Will Harris. So he fits their team. You got to remember, this is a fit. It's not a biggest name show. It's all about fit. And Will Harris, fast, athletic, big hitting safety. And if you can coach him up, he could be a steady starter for you. And once again, I told you guys that Bob Quinn is not going to go out there and make flashy picks. He's trying to build this team depth and build the team in his vision. And if it don't succeed, then the next guy that pick up after his job got to build it in his vision. You know, and that's the bad thing about it is you want to give him the biggest opportunity and the most chances to do what he got to do, because changing over general managers, changing over schemes, a lot of these players might not fit another person's scheme. But Harris is athletic. He fast. He brings some team speed to the back end. He may touch the field. He may not touch the field next year, but we know he will touch the field, at least special teams. So at the end of the day, worst case scenario, they got two really good special teams players right here, and Harris and Jahlani. But Harris, you know, he a big, strong guy. You know, 20 reps, 6'1" foot safety, fast. Hopefully can cover tight ends at some point. But you know, if these dudes don't come in and start and make a big impact, you know, it's going, you know, fans gonna complain, they gonna cry, you know, oh, why ain't Tavai starting, or Will Harris playing more, or whoop-de-whoop, you know, we get these guys where they're not gonna play. There's gonna be some backlash, but you know, Bob Quinn going on his own merit. Tight end, Hawkinson, day 1. Tavai, light end, linebacker, day 2. Will Harris, safety, day 2. So they must see something that we don't see in these players, though. But I believe they see the versatility in both players, because Harris can play free and strong safety. He can get in the box a little bit. Tavai, middle, outside, right, you know, both outside positions, and he can put his hand in the dirt and rush. So the Lions are big on versatility, and I tried to cover that in the draft spotlight. Guys that can fill multiple positions if need be, and that's what they went after: versatility. They got a type of guy they want to play linebacker. They got a safety type they want to build around, and that's what they're doing. Will they be successful next season? I don't know. Am I bashing the picks? No, because at the end of the day, when a rubber hit the ground, you know, the truth gonna come to the light. So ain't no point in complaining and crying right now. If they come in and do well next season, everybody gonna praise Bob Quinn and say great picks. If they don't do well the next season or season after next, third, fourth season, then he gonna get a lot of backlash. But you know, go ahead and get the guys that you feel comfortable with in your system, and we'll see, man. But we'll see how it work out, man. You know, at the end of the day, Martha Ford is not gonna fire Bob Quinn and Matt Patricia this year, unless they go like 0-16, 1-15, 2-14, or something like that. So they know they got plenty of time to do what they want to do. They got plenty of time. You know, they can do whatever the hell they want to do. You know, so it is what it is. Mercy Sports Talk, getting ready to get for day 3 of the draft. Appreciate everybody for showing love. Don't forget, we on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Reach out to the email. And Toronto, Philly kickoff, first round of playoffs, and then Denver Spurs later on for those who like basketball. One time for the one time we go.